Welcome everybody to the Wager to Win show. Excited to have our South African champion jockey Warren Kennedy with us on the show. And I say that, Warren, because once you win a title, you're a champion jockey. And when you did so, in the year, I remember you writing the number of winners that you did, and your association with the champions like Summer Pudding and Rainbow Bridge. I mean, you've really been a part of some very good horse flesh in your horse racing career.
Yeah, Clyde. Yeah, firstly, thanks for having me on your show. I must be honest, it is my little guilty pleasure to watch this show every Friday night when I get back to the hotel room and see what the guys are tipping for the Turf 15 meetings on the Saturdays. So it's great to be a part of it. And yeah, I've been very fortunate, associated with some really, really smart horses. Like you said, Summer Pudding, Rainbow Bridge, Golden Cat, that's to name just a few. There's a lot of young up-and-coming horses too that I'm associated with that I'm very blessed to be with.
Well, it's great that you coming to us live from across the Port Elizabeth Airport. Having just ridden 2 winners today, so well done with that. And I know Daryn and Darryl are quite excited that you're on the show. They've been asking for the last 3 months now, when are we getting Warren Kennedy on the show? So, Darryl, the floor is yours for now.
Yeah, it's fantastic to have Warren join us. I must admit, I've been following his career for many, many years, and he's aged like a good red wine, Clyde. He's just getting better as he progresses, and all the best to him. He's riding with a lot of confidence. He puts the horses in the right places, and if they're good enough, they win.
Absolutely right. No doubt about that. Just getting stronger and more confidence, and associated with some good horses and big yards now. And Daryn, being our all-time expert, Daryn, you've seen lots of jockeys come and go, and you too, I know, wanting to get Warren on the show. We can get through the card tonight and get some winners from him.
Yes, for sure. He's got a lovely race card tomorrow. And like Darryl touched on, the older he gets, the better he gets. And he's been riding at the top of his game for many, many years now, consistently. So a great jockey, one of the best around. And I look forward to chatting over tomorrow's card.
Great. Warren, I know at one stage you were going overseas, but is that on hold for now, or is that still one part of your plan?
Yeah, Clyde, it's on hold for now. I'm trying to first prize is to get into Hong Kong. There are other options for me, but I'm looking to ride the championship this season, ride it out and win it, and hopefully then Hong Kong will take me as a dual champion. But if that doesn't come through, I've got 2 very young kids that I think best if I get out, and if it has to be, I'll go overseas and set up a nice future for them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, exciting. Well, listen, it's always great to have you in the country with us, and that's very important for us, as you know. So we basically want to keep you here as long as for as long as we can. That's the most important thing. But let's get straight into it. Warren, our disclaimer. There's for our guests, Warren Kennedy is our special guest on the show tonight. Looking to ride the winners home tomorrow. Don't forget our WhatsApp number on 0691643272, where we give you the extra information that you require. And the forecast for tomorrow looks like we'll have a nice day. Weather-wise, 25 degrees on Saturday in Johannesburg. The last rain in the last 7 days, 8 millimeters. The Pen 21 going is good. And note that there's a 3.5 meter false rail when they turn for home at the spur at the 700 or 750 meter mark or thereabouts. The big sponsor is the Allied Steelrode. Welcome to the family. It's great to have them aboard once again. They have been part of sponsorship previously, but we want to thank them very much for taking on the honor mission mile at Turf 15 on Saturday. I did get some quotes, guys. Daryn, Darryl, Warren spoke to Alison Wright just to get some sort of idea as to what the deal is with that horse, One Night in Paris, because she only had the one run. And in fact, Warren, there was only a short bit between Big Burn and herself with her start. And she said that she's with Candice at the moment. She's been there for a few weeks. She was meant to run in a race, but the race fell away. And not having a run is not ideal, but she has got the ability. So she does rate her quite highly, One Night in Paris. Candice Dawson, I asked her about Eliud, and she said he's having his 3rd run after the rest. He's a talented guy, and we will go forward. We've got the weight in our favour, and it certainly does give him a chance. As far as Monte Coq is concerned, I just wanted to quickly take you through Mark de Kock's comments, if I may. That's on the screen at the moment. And he says, with regards to the first race, Winter Pearl was a bit shin sore after his first start, which was a hell of a good run to Bond of Avon. And the form has worked out. He's fit and well. However, this does look a very competitive maiden, and he's got a money chance. Angel C made a good debut, but has drawn 11 from 11. Will need a bit of luck. Maria's World is also fit and well, but are runners here. Preferences for Angel C, who does show ability at home. Bold Act in the fourth in the Starling Stakes has improved on her first start after her rest. Nice little filly this. I know Big Bird will be hard to beat, but ours is expected to be competitive here. She is above average. Mal Moose, with regards to the Honor Mission Mile, has enjoyed a great preparation and a real good freshening up. He has a long campaign ahead of him. Not 100% fit, but the race will do a lot for him. He's mentally in a good place, and physically he couldn't be better, but will lack just a bit of match fitness. Almatana has had two very good wins coming into the race. He's come on nicely again. We have to see whether he's in this league. He showed as a young horse he was going to be okay, but never rose to the level we expected, so there's a question mark there. Desert Miracle, the hot favourite for the Grahambeck Stakes, says that she has a great prep. We left her in against the Colts because she was well drawn at 2. If she's going to go the way we expect her to, she should do very well in this race. She looks great. I'm very happy with her. It's her toughest test. We have high hopes for her, and we need to see if she can confirm it here. If Eagle River brings the last Saturday's form to the races, he will be a huge runner in race 10. And Joe Soma, I just asked him about Got the Green Light. He says it's a hard race. He is being aimed at the Gauteng Summer Cup, and this is part of his prep. But it is a race we would like to win. He does have a big weight, but I'm more concerned about the draw. Having said that, great horses overcome these challenges. We've had rain, and we gave him a good gallop, which he came through very well. I'll make the race between him, Malmoose, MK's Pride, and Almutana. And that takes us straight to the fourth race. And we'll start there with Warren, with Big Burn, who's currently odds on. She's at 13 to 20. You know how good she is. Just maybe tell us a little bit about her.
Yeah, Clyde, she's absolutely done nothing wrong. She's stepped up to the challenge every time. She's strengthening up. She's getting better as she's going along. Her last win was very emphatic in my eyes, beating Under Your Spell. You know, it looked like a two-horse race, but Under Your Spell never really got close to me. She accelerated really well. She got a great cruising speed, good turn of foot. Yeah, I really make her the horse to beat. Yeah, I think she'll be hard to get past.
And this galloping track, the stand-side track, more to her liking, would you think, Warren?
Yeah, I think she will enjoy it more. You know, once she gets out there, she's very professional about how she does things. She settles very easily. Like I said, she got a high cruising speed, and you don't have to do anything with her. You can wait for them to come up to her and then press the button. Also, acceleration is exceptionally good as well. She can put 3-4 lengths at the drop of a dime. So yeah, I think the outside track will be great. I'm expecting the challenges to come a little bit earlier than they normally would. But I think she's good enough to beat this bunch.
Daryn, I'll bring you in here. Do you see a pace here? What do you see in the race?
Well, I don't see too much pace in the race. I'm not sure who's going to make the pace, but Big Burn does like to run handy. I found in a penultimate start when Warren rushed her out the gates, she took a bit of a keen hold and she skipped on the field and she managed to hold him off. And that was my concern last time out. I was a little bit worried if she was going to over race, but she jumped out. Warren just managed to get her to relax just off the pace. And then she really showed her class the final 300 meters. The fact that she's learned how to settle nicely, I think it's a one-horse race, Big Burn. I've included Bold Act into the pick 6 as all the doubles and trebles are running onto Big Burn. Bold Act's very good run in the Taquini Philly Stakes, and then followed it up behind Valdorcia, who looks a very promising sort from the Paul Peter stable. So I have chosen to go the 2 runners in the pick 6, but Big Burn, probably my best bet on the card. Excellent.
And Darryl, your take on it?
Yeah, Clyde, she obviously comes in best weighted. She's 6 pounds ahead of Bold Act. She's super fit. She now up front, she settles beautifully and she's got such a turn of foot. She should really be in front, and hopefully she kicks at the right time and she should be able to hold them off. I think her 2 best runs to date have been over the 1400. So I'd like to know from Warren, do you think she'll even get a mile in time to come?
Yeah, look, initially I thought the mile was completely out of range for her, the way she used to race. She used to be a bit keen and that sort of thing. But on her last run, with the way she settled, it is in range now. I think she doesn't have to be right up there. I mean, she is versatile. She can lead, she can sit right up there. But with her turn of foot, I mean, going the mile, you could probably drop her in a little bit further back and settle her a lot earlier and produce her really late, because the turn of foot she's got is exceptional. So the mile's probably not out of range yet. She's developing into a lovely filly. She's still growing. She's still getting stronger. So I think in a little bit more time, the mile will probably be in her range.
And then could you make any comparison between her and Valdorcia? I mean, because Baldak just finished behind Valdorcia last time. I know Valdorcia is very highly rated.
Yeah.
So on paper, I think you do have healthy respect for Baldak.
Yeah, I do. However, I do have the weight turnaround, and in saying that, Valdorcia's race didn't go according to plan last time. He actually fluffed the start. He was further back than I wanted to be in him, and he still produced a good late run to finish the race off. So he's a bit more backward than what Big Burn is. She's a lot more race ready and stronger at the moment. But look, Valdorcia is going to become a really smart horse. We think a lot of him, but I think Big Burn, the way she is now, she knows what she's doing. She's race fit. She's ready to go. You know, I have respect for every horse in the race. You know, anything can happen in horse racing, but I just feel she's above this field.
Great, thank you.
Would it be safe to say, Warren, this is your best ride on the day? Well, you got some good rides.
Yeah, I got some good rides, but from your lips to God's ears, I think she is my best ride. Yes.
Excellent. Let's go to race number 5 now and talk about this race. This, of course, being the Allied Steelrode On a Mission Mile. It's a grade 2 and it's run over the 1,600 meters where they race for 800,000 Rand. Malmoose is top of the boards at 19-10. Got the green light. Number 1 is at 15-4. 16 El Mutana, 15-4. Porto Manzano, number 4, 8-1. And 12-1 about MK's Pride. I'll start with you, Darryl. Let's talk about the race. It's an interesting race. We've heard from Mike de Kock that Malmoose is, you know, he's doing well enough, but there is a question mark around match fitness. And he obviously also is waiting to see just how good Al Mutana is. Joe Soma a bit worried about the draw with Got the Green Light, but he's a top horse. And Porto Manzano's got lots of ability. We'll talk to Warren now about MK's Pride, but he's no slouch. I'm interested to hear how Warren thinks he'll do over the mile. How competitive is this, Darryl?
You know, Malmoose is all class. If this was level weighted, it would be a one-horse contest. But in saying that, he is returning from a rest, but his class could bring him to the fore. I just want to touch on the pace. We saw Candace Dawson's comments over there. It appears that they're going to be going forward on Elliot, but he could be his own worst enemy because on occasion he takes hold of the bit, and if he's doing it hard up that Turfentine hill, he might be caught wanting in the latter stages. But if he's able to settle on weights, he can certainly finish closer to Al Mutana, if not reverse that form with him. I don't see much pace in the race. I think it's either Elliot or Asterix that's going to go to head the affairs up front. And the slower they go, the more it will suit MK's Pride. I don't think he wants it to be too quick. I don't think he wants it to be too testing. He's going to be there for nothing. He's got a perfect draw. I just think the mile stand-side track is a little bit out of his reach. But in saying that, he's all heart, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him win. I just prefer him over the 7 furlongs. So I really believe the class is going to bring Malmoose to the fore here. You know, he puts himself in contention in the race. He breaks well, and he's got a devastating turn of foot, Clyde. I'm really hoping that he's able to put that 4 racing Premier's Champions Challenge run behind him. I think he had such a hard season. I think we know he's much better than that. So I think Malmoose is going to come up trumps over here. I've got healthy respect for his stable companion. But like I say, I think it's just chalk and cheese. And the only reason that I've got respect for Al Mutana is because of the weights he's receiving. In saying that, he still comes into the race 3 kilograms under sufferance. So instead of receiving 12 kilograms, he's only receiving 9 kilograms from Malmoose.
Yeah.
I think Malmoos is the one to beat. Healthy respect for the Mark de Kock inmates in Almutana. And of the balance, I think it will be Fortight between Asterix and MK's Pride for third.
Yeah. I'm not sure Almutana could have got the maximum weight last time because of the plated, the capping on the 6 pounds, right?
Yeah, Clyde Urento, 104.
Okay.
Which is 3 pounds above his current rating. So that would only mean he's only 1.5 kilograms under sufferance, if that was the case.
Let's ask Warren about I think we're at the right time now, Warren, about MK and about the mile. What's your take on the 1600 with MK's Pride?
Yeah, I've got to agree with the guys. The 14 is probably his best trip. The mile, he hasn't fared so great over that, but in saying that, he's run against the likes of Linebacker and those sorts of horses over the mile. But for me, yeah, I've got a question mark about the mile with him. The race, as you say, Elliot's probably going to go and lead. Asterix will be right there. I would hope that the pace would be a bit sedate to help MK's Pride a little bit. But look, he is a trier. He does give his best every time he runs. I mean, but the mile is definitely a question mark for me. I would be lying if I said that I think he'd get it on his coconut. I think the race has got to go a little bit his weight to see the mile out. And you can't afford for those sorts of things in this types of races. You know, you can't go in with will he get the mile sort of thing, thinking that, you know, if it goes his way, because these sorts of races, Malmoos got the green light, those horses, they do the mile easily. And, you know, it'll be tough for MK's Pride to reel those guys in. You know, if they alongside me coming to the 400 with their turn of foot, I think they'll run past him. But look, we can only hope that the race goes my way. I'll do all I can to help the horse, but the mile is definitely the question mark at the back of my mind.
Who's the horse to beat, Warren?
I'd have to go with Malmoos. He is all class. I mean, he ran the Triple Crown, and then he went into that other race where he didn't fare so well. I mean, and also Summer Pudding was in the same race, and she also didn't fare well. And they ran, I think, exactly the same day, their previous run. I think she won the Princess Charlene Stakes the run before. Maybe the race came a bit too quick for both those horses. I'm willing to forgive him that. I think he's all class. The way he won the Triple Crown was devastating. He could only have got stronger. I'm sure Mr. de Kock will have him fit enough to win a race like this. You know, he's got to be the horse to beat in my eyes.
Okay, I'll bring Daryn in now. Daryn, with you studying the form, how have you assessed it? Give us your top 3 in the race.
Well, Malmoos is my first selection only because of the draw. He's going to have every chance from the 6th draw. He likes to run in quite a handy position, and he's very effective from a mile up to 2400. He's beaten the likes of Linebacker over a mile, Catch 22. And the word is that he's doing exceptionally well at home, and he's obviously getting prepped for the Summer Cup and bigger races in the season. But I really believe his class can carry him through in a race like this, especially from the draw. My second choice will be Got the Green Light. He's got a very tricky draw to contend with, and it's going to be interesting to see what Bernard does from the draw, because he likes to come from quite a long way back, and especially over the mile trip, but he doesn't want to be caught 3 wide around the bend. So, but he's got great acceleration, and he'll be finishing his race off really strongly. I'll make it between those 2. And then the other 2 I did throw in the pick 6 was Eliud. He didn't over-race last time. I think first time back he over-raced very much as he was coming out fresh after a break. And last time out he was a fitter horse. He ran a much improved race behind Almutana. I think there's around a 4 kilo swing in the weights for a 2-length beating. And he's a really good horse on his day. He likes the stand-side track. He can really turn it on if he settles in running. And then Almutana, bottom weight. Since he had that lengthy layoff, he's really come back really strongly with 2 cracking wins, and he could be anything. We maybe haven't seen the best of Almutana. He comes into the race with 52 kilos from a good draw, and he can't be ignored.
I think Bernard Fader's got 100% strike rate with Got the Green Light. Am I correct?
I'm not too sure, but I think
he's had 2 rides
yes,
on him and 2 wins.
2 from 2 rides.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Clyde, he's going to have to give weights and start to the whole field. You know, he's going to end up further back than what he then ideally where he'd want to be. So in a prep run, giving weights and starts, it's going to be a hard task for him to win. Listen, he's a champion on his day, but he's just got a very, very tough task ahead of him.
Okay, well, let's go to the Grand Beck Stakes now, and Warren's riding Smorgasbord. Let's get his view on it. I mean, Warren, I think you'll be delighted that you're back on the stand side track. I wonder if the inside track was his undoing last time.
Yeah, look, I can't complain last run. He had a absolute great race. Yeah, the stand side track will probably suit him a lot better. But I mean, a filly like Desert Miracle's been very impressive, you know, and Mark's obviously got a line with Sparkling Water. So she does look like the horse to beat. Smorgasbord, he missed a run the other day. He was supposed to have another prep run coming into this race, and the meeting unfortunately got abandoned because of bad weather. So he's probably coming in here about 80% or so. But look, he is a smart little horse. Whether he's up to the task to give weight away to the likes of Desert Miracle, only the race will tell. But I feel that she's been so impressive. Don't know how good she really is, and I think he's got a bit of a task on at hand to beat her.
So she literally does look very hard to beat. Currently trading at what's that, 3.5 to 10 normal English. A Smorgasbord, okay, coming into the race, 80% ready, Daryn. But I'm assuming that you guys are all on the side of Desert Miracle, or what's your take on it?
Yes, I can't look past Desert Miracle. She's been super impressive. When she won the Golden Slipper, she traveled 3 wide around the bend and still kicked away from the field effortlessly. And last time on the inside track, she trounced the field. Hands and heels ride by 9 lengths. And I think it's a one-horse race. From a good draw, she's going to have every chance just off the pace. And I think she'll outsprint this field. Horses like Smorgasbord, I think he's been disappointing. After his second in the nursery behind Sheila, I expected a big win from him next time out, and he failed to fire. And then last time also a little bit disappointing. Horses like Castletown, I think he's looking for 1,800 meters in the future. He might be staying on late, but I really make it a one-horse race, Desert Miracle, and she should do it comfortably.
One-horse race. Same with you, Darryl, one-horse race?
Clyde, despite her carrying an extra 2 kilograms for her winning the Grade 2 Golden Slipper, she still comes up 5 pounds ahead of Smorgasbord, best in of year. And, you know, she obviously strengthened up after that race. I think it did her the world of good. And just the manner in which she's been pulverizing the opposition in her last 2 starts, there's no need to look past her. She's the bank in the pick 6, and you're not going to be rushing in to take a straight bet at those odds, but certainly thrown into your multiples.
Okay, the 7th race. Let's stay with you, Darryl, for the moment, and talk about the yellow with the 1,800, where Bold Fortune's top of the boards at 33 to 10. Hard Swing 7 to 2, number 3. 1 Victoria Page 5 to 1, and 5 Shivers is currently trading at 5 to 1. I don't know. I found it to be, again, look, it's one of those competitive races on the card. It's difficult to single out a particular horse. Have you found any value here?
Clyde, you know, I've gone so short in my pick 6, I can afford to go wide of here. So for that reason, I've thrown in the field. But in saying that, my value bet comes up in this race, and it's in the form of number 4, Miss Elegance. Now, just have a look at that comeback run, Clyde. She gave Big Burn 7.5 kilograms, returning from a rest. I thought that is a cracking effort. She's going to strip much fitter. She enjoys a little bit of giving the ground. And just go back to Philly's Guineas run when she ran behind War of Athena, Clyde, with Pierre Stradom in the irons over a mile. On that occasion, if you've got the time, sign on to teletrack.com. You'll see what interference she found at a crucial stage of the race. You had to switch her out, and she actually stayed on at the finish, despite the interference she met. So I've got no reason to doubt that she'll get the extra furlong. I think she represents the value in the race. But in saying that, it's a very competitive handicap, and I've gone field in the pick 6. But if you're willing to take a chance, I'd go short of here in a smaller perm. I'd just put her in the likes of Hot Swings, who's obviously is very fit and she likes to go up handy. She's gutsy. She's run beyond summer pudding over this stand side track. So I think if I had to nail my colors to the mast and be put in a corner over here, I'd tip Miss Elegance ahead of Hot Swings, but I've one field in the pick six, Clyde.
You got a field otherwise. Daryn, just to quickly bring you, how do you see the Yellowwood?
Well, if I had to narrow the race down, I thought it was between Shivers and Miss Elegance. Shivers has had 2 runs after a lengthy layoff. She got beat 2.5 lengths by Hard Swings last time, and she's 4 kilos better off at the weights and having a 3rd run after a rest. So she should tighten up a lot. She performs well over the 1800 meter trip. And then Miss Elegance, in the past, I always waited for this filly. I thought she would love the 1800 meter trip plus, because the way she runs, she really covers a lot of ground and lengthens her stride late. But when she did try the 18 in the SA Fillies Classic, I thought she was a little bit one-paced and behind runners. So if you can forgive her that run, and if she does enjoy the trip, I think she's one for the short list. Another one to consider, Victoria Page. She's a really decent filly. She's placed in grade 1s in the past, or grade 2s in the past. I think it was the Fillies Guineas as a 3-year-old or the Fillies Classic, but she was just off the best of them as a 3-year-old. And she's had the one comeback run, was a little bit disappointing behind Big Burn, but she's now going a more suitable trip. And her last time over the 1800 meter trip, she did run 3rd in the Victory Moon Stakes, which is good enough to win a race of this nature. So for me, 5, 4, and 1. And then I've thrown in Fault Flower at the bottom of the weights. The Baron Bottas stable is in hot form, and she's won 2 from 2 on the stand side track.
Are you giving Warren's horse any chance, Hard Swings?
I do give her a chance. I've thrown her into the pick 6.
Okay.
Yes.
Warren, what's your take on Hard Swings? I mean, Net is no slouch.
Yeah, Net is no slouch at all. So it was a very good win last time. My worry about Hard Swings is she's been a little bit inconsistent of late. She was a very consistent filly early on. I'm happy that she's bounced back to what looks like her best, her last start. But in saying that, it's a wide open race. This, I mean, you can make a case for most of these horses here. Yeah, the guys touched on Victoria Page. She is class. She's run behind the best. I thought she was probably the lurker in the pack here.
Okay, it is open, but no surprise if your right comes through. And let's go to the Golden Loom. Stay with you, Warren. Talk a bit. Tell us just how good is this horse, Master Archie? I mean, we've been watching him win his last 2 or 3 starts. He does seem to be like a very impressive horse. I mean, I suppose he could be anything.
Yeah, look, his last win was very good. I will tell you guys that Paul said to me, not before, but after the race, that he says he wasn't tuned up 100% for it. He will be tuned up for this race. That this will be his acid test. He's what I feel on him. He's got a he's really quick and he can accelerate. So I don't know how good he really is. Like I said, this will tell us a lot more. He's won his races. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. So we'll see what Saturday brings. But he is a smart little horse.
If you were worried, Warren, about any horse in the race in particular, is there something out there? Is Sheila your worry?
Yeah, Sheila's got to be a bit of a worry. But in saying that, she is a young filly taking on the males. I've got weight on her. I think I don't have a book card with me. I think I've got a little bit of weight on her. So I think it'll be a bit difficult for her to win this race. I'm not saying she can't. She definitely can. She is classy. But against the boys over this trip, the guys, we're going to jump and we're going to roll. The likes of Valerian King are there. We're going to go really hard. And if there's any chinks in her armor, she's going to be found out. Whereas a horse like Master Archie, he's able to jump it and pace it with the really fast horses and still accelerate. So he's definitely a smart little horse. But we'll see just how good he is come Saturday.
Daryn, how good is Master Archie?
Well, he's done absolutely nothing wrong since relocating to Joburg. He was a little bit disappointing in the Western Cape. He came to the course with a bit of a reputation. And since arriving in Joburg, his first start in Joburg, he won a work rider race. On the strength of his Cape Town form, he had to win by 5 lengths plus, and he did. And then he stepped it up against Dice in 1,000. But then again, Dice isn't a 1,000-meter horse, so he just out-sprinted him the final 200 meters. and then he beat Retallick in a graduation plate. So he hasn't beaten the strongest of fields in plated races. He now goes into a listed race against Open Company, and that's why I've chosen to go a couple of others. I'm really impressed with Sheila's last win. Both her starts over 1,000 meters have been impressive. When she beat Smorgasbord in the nursery, she received 2.5 kilos from the colts and she trounced them. So she's really top class. She runs well fresh. And I actually make Sheila the horse to beat over Master Archie. I've thrown in quite a trip. He's a bit of an awkward horse. He jumps a little bit awkwardly and he races a bit awkwardly, but he could be good enough if up with the speed. Valerian King's going to make the pace really hot up front. And then I've thrown in Elysian Chief. We don't know how good he is, but he looks on the upgrade and he could be progressive enough to feature here.
Okay, so you're looking for a possible upset here. Darryl, what do you say?
Clyde, I've actually tipped 2 pick sixes for the weighted to win viewers of the year. One of them I've got 5 runners, and in the other I've banked Master Archie. I think there's no doubt he's the horse to beat. Like Daryn touched on, he hasn't put a foot wrong since he's joined the Paul Peter yard. And you know, I don't believe he's a tearaway, Clyde. I think he's able to match them, but he's just traveled so well going halfway through the race that his ability pulls the jock forward, and he's in a striking position without doing anything, without even asking him. And then he's still got the turn of foot to kick on at the end. So I must thank Johnny Peter. He gave me a call earlier today. And like Warren touched on, he said, Paul's, this is the first time Paul's really got this horse fit. In the past, they've had 1 or 2 hiccups along the way, but this is the fittest Master Archie's ever been. So healthy respect for him. But he is taking on a competitive field, Clyde. And so for that reason only, I have decided to tip 2 pick sixes. So if you are playing to beat him, you have to respect the likes of Valerian King, Sheila, Muzi, Yenny's opted to ride Elysian Chief. So yeah, but ultimately I'd love to see Master Archie come out on tops and go on to bigger and better things for the yard.
Okay, well, thanks for that, Warren, alluding to the fact that Paul did say Master Archie wasn't 100s last time and does sound fairly bullish, and perhaps his next best ride on the day after Big Burn. Shane Garney, Warren, let me stay with you because I know you've got to catch a flight now. So Shane Garney, let's talk about Shane Garney, who does seem to be becoming a more progressive and consistent and solid stayer.
Yeah, he is. He's strengthening up. His last win was really nice. You know, it was a hard-fought win. It was actually a test for him to see whether he was up to the sort of class to take them on in this race. We had this race mapped out for him, and he came through with flying colors. You know, he won the race. It was a hard slog, but he done the job. He stays really well. He's very easy to ride. My only concern is that he's had 3 staying races in a short amount of time. This will be his 4th. You know, it's not easy for a young horse to do that. But I have all faith that Paul's going to have him 100% on the day. You know, I was worried last time that after 2 runs, the 3rd one might catch him out, but he came through. I will no doubt Paul will have him ready, and he stays very well. He's on the upgrade. He's got to be one of the leading lights here.
Yeah, seems like a Daryn, a nice galloping weight, Daryn at 52.
Yes, you know, this is one of my favorite stayers in the country. After his 2nd start, I thought this horse is crying out for marathon distances, just with that massive action that he has. His Dam Goran Gosa was a top filly up to 3,200 meters. And with a handy galloping weight of 52, and I've been waiting for this horse to go on the stand side track. He comes under a little bit of a pressure at around the 600-meter mark on the inside track, and he takes a long time to unwind. But with this long run in at Turffontein with 52 kilos, I really make him a banker on the card. I don't think much can match him at the weight. The only horse I've thrown into the pick 6 with him is Marching On Together. Since relocating to the St. John Gray stable, he's come alive again, and he'll also enjoy the stand side track. He's a big galloping horse. I'll make him the main danger to Shangani, but Shangani is my other best bet on the card along with Big Burn.
Okay, that's your double. Darryl, what are you? How are you wrapping up the last year? Green Shangani?
Clyde, I'd love to see how he's going to go on the stand side track. I think he's going to be more effective. But in saying that, he did have a very, very hard race last time out. He was made to work. And I don't know if that's just taken the edge off him. But poor Peter, I'm sure, like Warren touched on, he's going to have him spot on come Saturday. But for that reason only, I've decided to back him up with a few in the pick six. But healthy respect with the 52 kilograms to shoulder. He's obviously up and coming, and we hope he's got a bright future ahead of him. I like the look of number 2 over here, Clyde, Imperial Ruby. Now, his penultimate start, he absolutely shocked the punters by coming up chops on that occasion, especially over distance way too short for him. And then I thought last time out was a cracking effort. Once again, over distance too short for him, over the 1800. He's now going the extra ground. He's having his peak run, and he's certainly got ability. So I think it's going to be between Imperial Ruby and Shangani to fight it out. But I do respect the fillies and mares over here. They do get a sex allowance, smoking hot and ballet shoes. They're actually best in over here. So I'm going to tip Imperial Ruby to beat Shangani, and then the Candice Dawson coupling back in third.
Okay, so 2-7, and then the Candice Dawson coupling, the 2 horses at 14-1. All right, well, that's the final leg of the pick six. There's the weighted to win number again. Don't forget to join our group if you haven't already done so. Darren, just quickly a look at your play. You want to just take us through that quickly before Warren goes?
Yeah, so my best bets on the card are race 4, number 1, Big Burn. I think she's a really classy filly, and she'll take a ton of beating. And then Shangani in the Stays race. I just hope that last run hasn't come too soon, and he's freshened up enough for this race. He should be hard to beat. My multiple bets, I'm going with Sound of Summer, Big Burn, both to win, Malmus to place, Desert Miracle to win, and Shangani to win. So there's three of Kennedy's rides in there, and that comes around to 16-1. If you want to take all of them to win, it's around 45-1. My pick six is 320 Rand full. I'm going quite short in all the legs, and I want to catch it full.
Okay, so it's a 320 Rand per. Darryl?
Yeah, Clyde, the viewers are able to pause on the screen and write down my pick six numbers up there. But my double for the day is Desert Miracle onto Miss Elegance, and you'll get about 10-1, that double.
Excellent. Okay, the professional double from both of you, Desert Miracle being your best bet, Darryl, and Shangani being Darren's best bet, is a 7-2. This arrived last week, the professional double, but we took the 6-1 double, and it landed 7-2 this weekend. Warren, you Big Burn, your best ride on the card, right?
Yeah, I'd make him my best ride.
Warren,
and you know what, Clark? Warren did us a favor last weekend. He booted on the best bets. Wisteria Avenue. She actually drifted off the board. She was trading 22-10 race time, and then freed from Desire, who they backed from 4-1 into 18-10. Both cracking rides, and let's hope he can bring on the bacon once again for us tomorrow.
Warren, whilst you're on the line, just to ask you about Sound of Summer quickly in the third. Did you like it?
Yeah. He's a lovely horse. We actually had Summer Cup hopes for him, but we'll see how it goes. Interesting. I make Green Haze my biggest danger there, the stablemate. You know,
okay.
When they met last time, I think Imperial Ruby won the race. I stand to be corrected.
Yes.
He looked like he had my number, you know. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But Sound of Summer is a horse that is improving. Green Haze is what he is. So hopefully we can turn the tables on him this time.
I think you will, especially on the stand side course. I'm going with Sound of Summer as the best bet on the card. I think One Night in Paris is going to run second to Big Burn. Just on her only start, there was a short head between them when they met at Gravel, and you'll get 4-1 if she does run second. And that's pretty much what it looks like from our side. Warren, we want to thank you very much for your time. Is the plane still there? Have you looked?
Yeah, it's there. They're starting to board now, so we're all good. They can wait 15 minutes for me. It's fun.
Okay. Well, that's great having you on the show. Thank you, Warren. You ran fly.
Only a pleasure, guys.
And may it be a great day for you on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks very much. I hope I can bring you guys' best bets home. Thanks very much for having me on the show, and don't be shy. If you need me, I'm only a phone call away.
Thank you kindly. Thanks,
Thanks
Darren
so
and
much,
Darryl.
Warren.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Dave.
guys.
Have
Enjoy
a
your
great
evening.
day. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers, Dave. Bye.